Hello and welcome to BOI Weekly. I'm Kayode Alayode. Today on the program, we're at the headquarters of the Bank of Industry, and we're here to discuss the year 2015 with the Bank of Industry. What has been their challenges? What have they learned? So what will they not do again? What will they do differently going forward? And to discuss that with me on the show today is no other than the helmsman here, the MD CEO, Bank of Industry, Mr. Rashid Olaoluwa. Welcome to BOI Weekly.
Thanks, Kayode.
Yes, let me ask you, in terms of your operations, how would you describe the year 2015?
Well, it's been a very busy year for us. We actually started the year commencing the implementation of our 5-year plan because, at the end of 2014, we formulated a 5-year strategy plan, 2015 to 2019. So 2015 was really the first of the 5 years. And it's been very eventful, especially from the perspective of SMEs, but also from the perspective of funding industrial ventures. For SMEs, I think we all know that SMEs are the drivers of the economy. And the statistics, have shown that there are 37 million, micro, small, and medium enterprises in the country. SMEs account for roughly 50% of Nigeria's GDP. SMEs account for more than 50% of employment in the country. So really, there's no doubt, it's a settled matter that SMEs are critical. But on the other hand, people have always also highlighted the riskiness, the perceived riskiness of SMEs, and which is why, many financial institutions have been reluctant to really go deep into SMEs. Beyond the support that are provided by the BDSPs, that the SMEs also need a little bit of capacity building, okay, which is why when we launched the Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund, one of the key elements of that was to have a full-time 3-day capacity building program as a component, just so that the youth corpers, really understand what it takes to run a successful business. They understand the elements of a good business model. They understand what it takes to do your marketing, what it takes to hire the right team to run the business, and so on and so forth. And we partnered with some of the best SME training companies in the country. I mean, the likes of Leap Africa, the likes of Faith Foundation, the likes of Growing Business Foundation, the likes of Kaduna Business School, all over the country. We had a training in 7 centers. So that also worked. The other thing that we did that was, as part of our de-risking process, was the fact that we, rather than look at SMEs as just SMEs in a broad category, we started to look at SMEs in their different clusters, okay, so that one size does not fit all. So we commenced the process of identifying clusters, and so far we have a number of, I think we have a total of 35 clusters that we've identified. And so rather than just treat all SMEs as the same, we're now treating them as unique based on the clusters they belong to. So SMEs in furniture are different from SMEs in fashion. They're different from SMEs in fish farming. They're different from SMEs in adire. They're different from SMEs in poultry. They're different from SMEs in bakery. So that has really helped our risk management process, for SMEs. So these are the kind of things that we're doing. I know that SMEs also complain about the process, the process of assessing loans from BOI. So one of the things we've also done is to simplify the process. And I agree with some of the comments that SME used to make in the past. The process was, to be honest, very laborious. But right now we've simplified it. We've sort of streamlined the process also. We've eliminated what we consider to be duplications, and we've also automated the process in a number of areas. So, for instance, today you don't need to physically come to the Bank of Industry to apply for a loan. We have a loan application portal on our website that you go in there, you register, and you enter the basic information about your business. Tell us what you require, why you require it, and answer questions that relate to the business model in terms of what do you want to produce, who are you going to sell to, how are you going to produce it, basic elements like that. And then on that basis, and you also select which of our offices you want to relate with so that office will get your application. And then based on that, they will now contact you to discuss other aspects of the application. So that has also been helpful. We also introduced a loan tracking system. So as you apply online, you are given a code. So with that code, you can use it to monitor exactly the current status, the exact status of your loan application within the bank. So you don't need to chase anybody around to know, okay, has my loan application been appraised? Has it been presented to a credit committee? Has it been approved? Is it awaiting, approval? So you can know that. So this has been a very busy year. We've automated the credit process. Before, if a loan was approved for a customer in Bauchi in the past, and the customer has fulfilled all the conditions precedent to drawdown, what used to be the practice was that the project officer in Bauchi will fill a form, physical form, put it in the file along with all the documents, send it by DHL to Lagos. That takes maybe 2 days. And then it goes through from department to department, from legal to risk management and all that, before it gets to the approving authority for final disbursement. It's very slow, very inefficient. So what we've done is we've automated that credit availment process so that all the officer needs to do is to key in all the information on the system, and then it goes within a second. It arrives at the head office for risk management, legal will review. So the entire availment process can be done in 1 day.
It's really nice to know that you're getting your processes automated and you're also trying to simplify them. What has been the customer response to this approach?
Yes. From the customer's perspective, the response has been good. So now people go to our online portal and they apply. And, sometimes, when they apply online and, when they don't, sometimes in some cases, they may not get the kind of feedback they expect, then they follow up with a call. And, we also set up a customer service department. So that's also working, in alignment with the online listing. So if you have issues online, we have our customer care that you can also contact, and usually they will find out maybe there was something that was wrong with your application. Maybe there was a button you did not press or something. So that is working very well.
The bank's lending program for SMEs this year was about 15 billion naira. And as of December this same year, you've given away or learned to producers, say about 7 billion naira. Are you satisfied with that outcome?
Well, compared to where we're coming from, it's a big leap. We used to do, annually we used to do less than 2 billion. of loans to SMEs annually, and now we're talking about 5, 6, 7 billion. So it's a leap, and we're hoping that next year we can even do maybe 10 billion to SMEs alone. But the total portfolio this year, total we've done 65 billion, because we have some chunky sums that have gone to the industrial sector, the likes of agro processing. We have some mining transactions. We have some gas value chain transactions, the real sectors of the economy.
What was your biggest headache in 2015?
Well, I don't see them as unusual stuff. I mean, every business has a challenge, they have their own set of challenges, and we also have ours. First, we are a government-owned development bank. So obviously, our stakeholders, many of the customers, especially at the SME level, many of them believe that because you're a government agency, you should lower your credit standards. Many of them actually believe that we should be able to give a grant. They don't see it as loans that must be repaid. So when we insist on things being done properly, when we insist on collateral, they cannot understand where we're coming from. But we keep explaining to them that we're a development bank, but we're also a lender. And when you lend, you expect that there will be repayment. Because if we don't collect those loans, the institution will just die off a gradual death. And that's not what we want. So that, our balance sheet is only 700 billion. What that means is that relative to the amount of the demand for loans out there, we haven't got capacity to meet everybody's demand. So naturally, we should only lend to the best qualifying people, right? Which means there has to be some kind of filter. Okay, if you participate in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I think you must answer maybe 12 or 15 questions before you win ₦1 million. Yeah, so it's the same thing. We have a filter, and you need to go through our filter before we determine, yes, you qualify for this loan, or no, you don't qualify for the loan. The only thing we promise the customers is we will try to make that determination in very good time, so we don't waste your time.
When BOI Weekly returns, Mr. Rashid Olaoluwa talks about the issues surrounding collateral lending and sundry matters. Do join us again.